As Nigeria joined the rest of the world to mark International Workers' Day yesterday, the 1st of May, a former presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore, has asked the federal government to pay workers between 100,000 naira to 250,000 naira as monthly remuneration. Omoyele made this appeal via his Facebook page where he wrote this. He said this: "Today is International Workers' Day. The laborer is worthy of his wages. Pay Nigerian workers a living wage between 100,000 to 250,000 naira." As expected, this has elicited quite some reactions from users of the social media. Let's take a look at them straight away. Ayo Samuel says, "The workers themselves are still blinded by tribalism and religious sentiment. Don't waste your energy. They like their oppressors." Wow. Bitcoin Marshall says, "It's not too much to ask when 100,000 is not even up to 140 euros. That's according to Bitcoin Marshall. DJ Spicy goes on to say, "The minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000 naira. It's nothing to write home about at all. Things keep increasing, but minimum wage isn't. And you want people to keep surviving on that? That's a big question," from DJ Spicy. Let's take a look at one more remark, one more comment on this story. D Zigna says, "It's not too much to ask for. Rather, they are being paid less than the cost of a bag of rice." And that's really, really, really sad. Currently, Nigeria's minimum wage is at 30,000 naira for federal and state, and it was approved in 2019 following the passage of the minimum wage bill by the National Assembly. This amounts to approximately 65.148 USD per month in 2023. And that's really alarming. Now let's move on to another story still in Nigeria, where the White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria has rallied support for the inauguration of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu on May 29. The association also urged Nigerians to pray for a smooth transition of power to the president-elect, while warning against any attempts by disgruntled politicians to disrupt Tinubu's inauguration. Well, let's take a look at just some of the things they said. Now, spokesperson of the group, Okwe Obo, in a statement, assured Tinubu of their efforts to cleanse and detoxify the Abuja environment for him to operate in. They also warned against any attempts by disgruntled politicians to disrupt Tinubu's inauguration. They claimed that Tinubu was the winner of their spiritual presidential election conducted before the February terrestrial election. And they also stated that the president-elect needs only prayers now, prayers for good health and long life from all Nigerians. We're going to look at some of the reactions to this story on social media straight away. That is from Ekesin Money. Ekesin goes on to say that witches and wizards telling us that Tinubu needs prayers. Which kind of witches and wizards are this? Abi, God gets him own witches and wizards. That's according to Ekesin. More reactions to this story. Samson DK goes on to say, "If he knows that he's not worthy, why run for president? Please, we have important things to pray about, I beg." That's according to Samson. My lawyer, Sabi, says, "Choose a side, prayers or witchcraft. We are confused now." Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Echo Boy goes on to put out this lengthy comment. It says, "Witches and wizards, this is a disgraceful display of moral bankruptcy that should be condemned roundly by any sane person who cherishes human decency." It says, "The fact that such pernicious and insidiously destructive elements are given a platform to promote their nefarious agenda is a betrayal of the noble values that underpin national decency." It goes on to say, "Political megalomania is on the upward trajectory. Irresponsible behaviors have continued to shape the state of our polity." And it says, "Say no to political malversation and political witchcraft." Well, that's as much as we can take on Trend Wave today. I must say that quite interesting, you know, what's going on in Nigeria at the moment. I mean, Witches and Wizards Association coming ahead to say that we should pray for the president-elect, and people are asking questions that for me are very cogent questions, asking questions like, if the president-elect isn't well in health, why do we have to go through this? Why do we have to be the ones to carry it on our, be the ones to take charge in terms of praying? And why is there a Witches and Wizards Association also telling us to pray? So many things are just wrong. So many things are not right, I must say. But I want Blessings and Osaoge to just come in here.
Osaoge had questions while you were speaking.
I did. I had no, I was really just confused. I mean, I agree with those who say why, which is asking, us to pray. But at the same time, I really just wish that they would come out in the open, because we've heard about the Wizards Association. They are always out every now and then. I remember that they said that they were taking the fight to Boko Haram. I remember they said that Atiku Abubakar should stop contesting in 2019, I think. I remember they said Goodluck Jonathan was going to win the 2015 elections. So they've gotten it wrong a couple of times. They've also not been able to defeat Boko Haram. But I wish that they would show themselves. Like, who are these people? You know,
Like,
who
I would
head the
like to see
organization?
put a
wanna see
face
them.
to them. I really want to put a face
Maybe
to
one
them.
of their attributes is anonymity.
Well, no, I don't think so. They have names. They can write articles. They can, address the press. They can put.
But
out
how are we even
statements.
sure those are their real names? That's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not saying that they don't exist. I know they exist. I have exes.
You do.
You didn't do that. You didn't just do that.
The point is, I would like that they show themselves. Probably make it more interesting. Just seeing the faces of these people. I don't want to have.
And what do they mean by
discussions
terrestrial election? Terrestrial election and
They probably have
spiritual election.
Yeah, they probably have elections under the sea, and so to be honest, these things exist, and I wouldn't act ignorant and say, oh, it's all
Yeah.
just nonsense. It does exist.